Okay, hello and welcome to Union of Scum, the podcast that delves deep into the murky aspects of UK culture. My name is Darren J. Coles and I'm joined by comedians Paul Hilleard and Charlie Webster.
Hello.
What are we going to talk about this week, boys?
I'm going to talk about fatbergs.
I'm going to talk about auditors.
And I'm going to talk about Adrian Street, the transvestite wrestler from the South Wales Valleys. Paul, fatbergs, go.
Fatbergs are, do you boys get rid of, when you're cleaning your plates?
Do you boys get rid of your waste? Yes, we do, Paul, often. I don't just slide a lasagna under my bed and go, I'll save that for later.
You know what I mean? When you're supposed to clear your plates off, if you've cooked with butter and oil and stuff,
Sure.
you're not supposed to put it down the drain. I don't always do that, and it turns out that's bad. That's bad for the drainage because, as you know, Britain, we still have a Victorian sewage system. So, which is amazing. No one talks about how
it's a
how
feat
class
of
that
British
is.
engineering, isn't it?
It is.
The fact that our Victorian, or also it's a feat of British laziness that we just haven't bothered to replace it with anything better.
Yeah. So we decided in the Victorian times we should probably stop shitting in buckets and throwing out windows, and they decided to design
Shit into the earth.
How many
Yeah.
years? How many years do you think it's going to take until we actually go back to shit in the buckets, put them out the window?
I think next election.
Well, we'll reform get in,
I
yeah.
think so.
A couple of years in reform, I'll just get I'm going to sewers fogs.
I think they're gonna realize they're gonna think the sewage system is too woke, and so they're gonna get rid of it.
Shit in the buckets is fine.
Yeah, shit in the buckets is fine.
It's traditional, actually.
Yeah. It worked for my granddad's granddad, so it's good enough for you.
and they sell it to us. They
And
sell
they'll
it.
sell us,
We'll be privileged to do it. They'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you want to?" He'll go on Diary of a CEO and be like, "If you really want to be a man, if you want to be an alpha, a stoic alpha, you got to shit in buckets. You got to get connected to the ground again."
I reckon they'll start doing government issued buckets, but it'll cost £400 a bucket as well.
Rent a bucket.
Yeah. They won't be cheap, from Home Bargains shop. It'll be nah, they have to be made out of special material. Got a British flag on the side as well. As you're shitting that.
Yeah, and you'll also be penalised for chucking out your house as well. There'll be penalties for actually hurling outside. So you just have to keep your shit in your house, and you're not going to be able to get rid of it. People will be tossing it onto the roof, giving it to a child as like a kind of as a sensory plaything,
As gunge, effectively,
pretty
slime.
much human gunge,
Human slime.
gunge.
But it would open up new markets, shit markets.
The turd economy would boom then. We'd have a turd boom then.
I'd be walking around with a bell and a trailer going, "Bring out your shit! The shit man's here! Shit man! Shit
What would you be collecting them as?
Yeah, man.
Using it as fuel.
You
Yeah.
know, it'd be the black
Forming them into
market.
bricks, like ship bricks, and selling them to as
It'd be the brown market.
As building material.
yeah. Keep it as a pet. It's just a big old bucket of turd.
Yeah, you got to get around the system one way or another. And the special, the special buckets that the government is going to ask us to buy, I'd be selling knockoff versions, It's like
Okay.
fire sticks, fire shits.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
This is all good stuff. We've started hot.
Right,
We've started
this is
hot.
good.
We started
It's already
hot.
better than our last episode. It was an absolute dog shit.
But it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, sorry.
guys.
Go back to the to your
Please,
point.
please, hurry.
Yeah, go back to your point. Yeah, go on.
So who about the Victorian sewer systems? We haven't changed them. Problem is, we don't live in Victorian times anymore,
Yeah.
and now
We're
everyone's
producing modern turds these days.
Oh, baby.
21st century.
Multifaceted turds.
Yeah, absolutely. With new diets now, there's just
Lot of fibre.
They're a lot more dense, aren't they?
A lot of processed foods, but
Yeah.
also nude foods. We get like falafel and like wheatgrass fritters and things like that. People, UK didn't eat that 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago,
So it's dense.
Yeah,
Everything's
changed. A lot more chickpeas,
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't want to come across as an absolute psycho, I would love to sort of do a historical comparative analysis between turds in the Victorian era and turds in the present day century. But if I have a complete mental breakdown, then maybe I will commit to that. But until then, Paul.
You're just sneaky home going, "It's the shits, it is. It's the shits. They were smaller back in the day. That's why the sink doesn't work anymore."
It'd be interesting to see you have a mental breakdown, because at the moment you're not having a mental breakdown, and yet you painted your face like that.
Yeah.
So what happens when you do a mental breakdown? You'll be I dread to think what will happen. You'll be
He starts wearing a suit, paying his taxes, everything goes
Yeah,
right.
I run for parliament.
military haircut,
When I have a full mental breakdown, I stand to be prime minister.
wearing a lot of tweed.
And then you're really in trouble, mate. Because I tell you what, I'm going to tax whatever it is you are. I'm going to start taxing it big time.
But yeah, so now we have modern shits, but we also have modern foods, and everyone's just putting all their waste down the sink. Oils, you're not supposed to. A lot of fat down there now.
Sanitary products.
Sanitary products are a big one. Wet wipes and condoms also. And it's all congealing now and turning into these giant fatbergs. Where do you think the most... And the fatbergs, they're causing damage because they basically block the sewage systems that the Victorians never dreamt of a fatberg, you know? They didn't even know about fucking icebergs, man.
Yeah.
The Titanic didn't happen in Victorian times, you know? So...
No, he is right. He's historically correct. Yeah, that's accurate.
Thank you very much. You know, and...
They ain't even heard of a burger, an actual burger, did
No.
they? They didn't know anything about burgers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
So they was just thinking,
half-pound burgers you get from kebab shops and shit, you know?
they just built these giant shit tunnels thinking, yeah, we've sorted it. We sorted out the future as well.
Yeah, modern, sort of. We've irrigation. That's all we're ever going to need. And then in the distance, much like the Titanic sailing slowly but surely towards the iceberg, this society, we were heading very gradually towards a fatberg, and we didn't. And we could only see what was on the surface. Couldn't see what was lying underneath.
Where do you think the biggest fatbergs in the UK are?
Birmingham.
Yeah, you got to think it's going to be. It's no. He's not. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Big high density like takeaways.
Bad food.
Yeah,
you got like shithole cities with shit diets. I would say Birmingham,
Coventry,
Hull,
yeah, Liverpool, London. It's probably London as well.
Oh, London's just a more concentration of people, and you still got shit diets there. But like, you know, you're not getting any fatbergs under Hampstead.
No, but it's actually London is broadly thinner. I'd say.
What, thinner as people?
Yeah, there's not that many fat people in London when you go there. There's not.
Do you know what? I want to contest that, but when I'm thinking in my head, when I'm imagining when I've been to London, I don't see any fat people in my image.
In South Wales, fucking full of them.
Oh yeah, can't move from.
You know, but up north is fucking.
I feel like I'm in an abattoir or something. You know, when I'm walking around Cardiff. The amount of hair can't move for heifers.
Surprisingly, okay, Birmingham not on the list.
Really?
That is surprising.
Actually, I take it back.
Actually, it's number one.
There was a giant fatberg from Birmingham weighing 300 tons.
300?
That was clogging a sewer in Hodge Hill area of Birmingham.
Wow. That's a big one.
That's a big...
They've since redeveloped it and now turned it into a housing estate. So,
Severn Trent, I think that's the water company, commented that it was estimated to be one of the biggest blockages they had ever dealt with. So Birmingham, though, that's only in 2021. A lot of them, though, are going to be London.
Are they?
Most of them are London. There's like a lot of 10-tonners.
Big berthers, they call them in the industry, don't they? Big berthers.
There's one here that in February 2021. It's just quoted, a huge and disgusting fatberg, described as having the same weight as a bungalow.
What are we talking about? Two bed, 3 bed? What?
Just says
it's got wheelchair access. What kind of bungalow?
Is it a koi pond in there? Yeah, thrown in.
I think it was quite a nice bungalow because it was found in Canary Wharf. So, you know, there's a bit of money knocking around.
That's the horror. That's the horrifying thing. Is in the future we talk about like this dystopian future. People are going to be going, no, hold on. Let's not like blow these fatbergs up with dynamite. Let's hollow them out. Let's turn them into living spaces for people.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything.
That's like a family of 10 just going like, oh, it's lovely. Yeah, so I can. Yeah, there's a lot of work needs to be done. I think on the. I think we need to chisel some of these calcified tampons. But you know, I think
we can. You know, it's modern art, isn't it? You know, it's futuristic. Fuck the housing crisis. Get in a fatberg, you can't.
Paul, can I ask you a question? How much money would I have to pay you to cut off a slice of a fatberg, right? Put it in the bap, right, and just fucking chow down on it. Like. What are we saying?
How much of it, like, you got to tell me what the toppings are. Because if there's like
toppings. It's not what it's.
So I think it's maybe some sriracha, some sort of hot sauce to get rid of the taste of like the taste of nappy and.
I would say a lot of the fatberg is literally fat. I'd say.
If it's literally fat,
So a lot of it's fat.
If it's pure fat, I would probably. And how much of it do I have to eat?
The whole thing.
Okay, and how much is that? Like 3 ounces of fatberg?
I don't know. It's just
like a smash burger.
It's in a bat.
But it's also like it's nappy. It's hand sanitizer.
No, but
it's fucking human hair.
Yeah, human hair. Yeah,
shampoo, cum.
Yeah, but I'm just asking for the fat.
Actual turds as well. I reckon old turds,
thick
historic
turds.
Yeah,
but I just want fat. That's what I'm saying.
No, you don't get a choice.
You don't turn up to McDonald's and go, right, this is the kind of beef I want in my burger. No, you get it as you're given.
Yeah, so it's luck of the draw.
It's just being sliced off. Yeah,
it's sliced off. It's not
5 million. 3.5 million.
3.5.
3.5 million.
If you do it for 3.5, you'll do it for 3. And if you'll do it for 3, you'll do it for 1. And if you do it for 1, you'll do it for £500,000. If you do it for £500,000, you'll do it for 50 quid.
And if it's down, you do it for about £25, I reckon.
Oh mate,
you notoriously eat anything. So what you know?
I won't eat anything. I just eat bad food. I'm the UK's #1 fatberg developer. I'll have you know.
How much would you?
I'm a fatberg factory. I'm a fatberg factory.
Captain Fatberg over here.
£75 you do.
I mean, another 3 of us, mate. You know, you put us in a line and you go, which of these individuals is eating fatbergs? I think the needle is going to swing slightly this way.
Just because I'm a bit fat, you think I'd eat a fatberg?
I didn't say that, mate. I didn't say that, mate. But now you've said it, you know.
If it looks like a fatberg, smells like a fatberg, probably a fatberg.
What you eat.
You're saying that I am a fatberg. I'm a human fatberg. Is that what you're trying to say?
We are all
That's one of the shittiest things you guys have ever said to me, man. It's one of the worst things anyone's ever said to me, actually.
I know,
sorry, sir, you're a human fatberg. You're so out of control of your eating. You're a human fatberg.
That's Captain Fatberg to you.
I would, if you asked me the question, I'd have to. It's got to be. It's probably more £1 million.
Yeah, 3.5.
Would you be able to physically eat it though? Like
no, it'd be just absolutely rancid.
No, but I mean, no, not just in terms of taste. In terms of like it's got to be dense, a fatberg, right? Like it's hard. It's like
we just sliced it off.
It's like eating drywall. Yeah, but it's like eating drywall.
No, but it's just mostly fat, isn't it? It's going to be mostly fat.
Yeah, but you put it back in the fryer, you know.
Put it on the skillet, flip it up. Mate, put a bit of seasoning, some sage, maybe.
Mate, put a bit of bacon on top, bit of cheese, you'd be fine.
Yeah, you'd be fine. Wouldn't even notice it was there.
Air fryers, man. People are talking about them. Like,
it's true.
Amazing the things you can do with an air fryer. Have you put some fatberg in an air fryer? It's fucking class.
Again, I keep going back to this dystopian future. You know, food crisis. You know, when things are going to be, we're going to start, burrowing under the earth and eating fatbergs like moles, like mole people. Sending the kids down the mines. They come up with a big sack full of fat. Fatbergs for the family.
We're going back to the Victorian times.
Yeah, kids, right.
They're not going up chimneys. They're going down the sewer. Get some of that fatberg, boy. And there's like gangs patrolling certain fatbergs. It's like, this is the South Bank fatberg. It's the size of 15 bungalows. Yeah.
I don't know. It's such a weird thing to measure as well. Like the weight of a bungalow. Like, how would that be the ground as well? Would that be, you know, what it meant?
It doesn't matter. You just need to know. They're fucking huge. You got any more fatberg facts, Paul? Factbergs?
Yeah, so I didn't even get into
this is a great segment.
Can I just comment right now on how much I'm enjoying myself in this segment? I don't want it to end. So could you keep talking, please, Paul?
Would you like to hear about some fatbergs outside of London? So there was one in Sidmouth in Devon.
Really?
That was 64 metres long.
I think it's quite a salty fatberg down that way.
How long do you reckon it took workers to destroy it?
To destroy it? Oh, my God. How long?
64 metres or 210 feet.
About a week.
1 week over here.
I'm gonna say a week and a half.
8 weeks.
8 weeks?
8 weeks to destroy it.
And what do they just use big jet washer?
Dynamite.
I mean... I think that
like getting like what
do they do?
Like they get cobalt out of the ground and they just go like, there she blows.
I think they just got sticks. To be honest, I'll be honest. I think
All right, guys. So we've got a 10-ton fatberg to tackle. Unfortunately, we don't have the budget at the moment. So here we go, boys. Hand your sticks up. Pick the biggest ones. I would first, boys. Sorry, the ones at the back there. You will have to have smaller sticks. I might take you a little bit longer. Sticks.
What,
Like the
rods? I
apes.
re-
Like apes.
I honestly think it's like probably about 5 lads just with sticks, just going.
I'm going to be honest, Paul. I don't know a lot about fatberg obliteration, but I'm pretty sure they're not just handing out sticks.
Not sticks, but like big metal poles.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, sorry. I didn't mean to say something so stupid.
You know, like a barge pole, or like if you've ever been on a canal and you get too close to the bank, they just give you a big stick. I don't.
That's why it's taken fucking 8 weeks.
Yeah.
That's right. Because if they had dynamite, they can't use dynamite because they're under the ground.
Yeah, you won't use dynamite. Yeah,
you
because
won't be able to use explosives, but
fuck up the
but also sticks is very much the other side of the spectrum there, isn't it?
Maybe like a hairdryer as well,
something.
just to melt.
Just plastic bags, just pushing it into plastic bags.
They might just shovel. They might
shovel
wheelbarrow
it
it out. Like,
All right, lads, I've been down to Wicks. Grab a tablespoon.
Thing is, what do they do with the deconstructed berg once they've where do they put it?
outside, I guess.
Just leave it to the birds.
Because that's where we were.
They fire it into the sun, don't they? Put in a rocket and
I mean,
fire it into the
that
sun.
would be good if they could figure out some energy out of it. I mean, it is fat, so maybe they could.
Fat buses. I can see them driving around Bristol. Fat buses.
Bus just running off fat.
Yeah.
Be good, yeah.
That's not a bad
bus.
idea, actually.
They call it a fat bus as well. So it's,
You gotta be fat to
it's extra demeaning when you ride on it.
You gotta be obese to ride it.
Yeah. There's some weird rule. I don't know why we've come up with this, but you also have to be fat to ride the fat bus.
It's kind of a
Because
humiliation.
you contributed to this, so you have to pay a full premium.
Your poor diet, has
Let's help power this bus actually. So why not use it?
Wales had 2 fatbergs in 2015.
Really?
One in January 2015. As a part of a campaign against drain blockage, Wales Water released a video showing a fatberg. Oh, okay, never mind. Cut that one.
What did you do? You know, like Britain, I wouldn't say is a particularly mountainous country, is it? Right? We haven't got like that. We got a couple of mountains, a couple of decent ones, but not like the Pyrenees or the Alps or anything like that. We got nothing like that. Get a load of fatbergs together, flip them over, right? And what have you got? You got an Everest of old nappies and tampons, hardened, and then you just get all these fucking idiots called like John T and Graham putting on their mountain gear, and just go, right, let's
with a selfie stick.
Yeah.
Climb in the fatberg.
Yeah.
I don't do cocaine anymore. I just climb fatbergs.
Come on, boys, let's scale Mount Durex.
The way you said, get a couple of fatbergs, flip them over, it sounded like a slur. It's just like, look at this fucking fatberg over here.
Look at this fatberg, we got her on her back. Come on, boys, let's hit it with some sticks.
It does sound like a...
Teach this fatberg a lesson. What else we got, Paul? We got anything else on fatbergs?
There is one Welsh one. Sorry, I mixed it up. So July 2015, there was a 120-meter long fatberg which was discovered in Welsh Pool. Which is just like, you wouldn't expect it in
Not
Welsh
in a rural
Pool.
part of Wales.
Yeah.
The biggest
Maybe
ones,
cities, wouldn't you?
but maybe that's it. Because if you're in like a place where the sewage system isn't as good, it's going to build up quicker. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, we got to the sea and maybe it just gets flushed out into the sea.
You'd hope. But this is the granddaddy.
You'd hope so, yeah.
This is the maddest thing that I found out. So in September 2017, there was a 250-meter long of 820 feet fatberg weighing over 130 tons, which was found underneath Whitechapel, London. Even working 7 days a week at a cost of £1 million per month, officials estimated it would take 2 months to destroy it. 2 pieces of the fatberg were cut off and they were preserved to put on display in the
Royal History Museum.
Swear down. They would
that's a fucking damning indictment of our times. That like the only thing we preserve from this culture is a fatberg.
Yeah.
They were displayed at the Museum of London from the 9th of February 2018 through to June 2018 as part of the museum's City Now, City Future season.
Putting it next to the Rosetta Stone. You know?
And the curator, Vicky Sparks, said that the Fatberg was one of the museum's most popular exhibits. So, you know.
I go and see it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Go and see a fatberg.
It's very dried out.
See
Have you got any photos? You got any photos of what they look like?
Skeleton of a rat preserved in it.
I've got one. This is the mad thing, though, okay? So that was in 2017, right? They recently discovered another fatberg in December 2025 in East London, which weighs around 100 tons. And they reckon that that's the grandchild of that fatberg. This is how mental fatbergs are in London, that there's like family
They
trees.
breed.
Yeah. So they got, this is the thing though, you ask, like, what do they do with the fatberg? Clearly they just break it up. They just break the fucker up and just push it on its way to try and get it to the sea. And some of the bits cling back together and, you know, modify and just go, no, we'll carry on, you know, with the next generation of fatberg.
One's got a fucking blade on him. Like that.
Just taking samples. This is part of the Kleenex dynasty.
It's fucking wild,
That's
isn't it?
amazing.
But
That's
yeah.
good. Is that everything on fatbergs?
I think that's
pretty solid.
pretty much it. The
You got any
last-
photos of fatbergs? I don't even know what they look
I
like.
think we have to wrap up, lads.
Yeah,
Keep moving.
yeah,
Just
that's
keep
it.
moving. Keep the episode tight. Keep it tight.
That's it. But yeah,
Keep it tight.
that was good enough, I think.
That was very good. That was very good, Paul. Well done. Well done. Very funny. So I'm going to talk about Adrian Street. So Adrian Street was basically, he was born in 1940s in Bryn Mawr in South Wales, in South Wales Valleys. He's born in a mining community, and he, you know, like a lot of people back then, he was sort of, as a young boy, he was encouraged to go down the mines. So he had a father who'd worked 51 years underground, and he expected the same from Adrian. So he was like, right, you're getting down the fucking mine, son. And he went down there. He's quite a short man, Adrian Street, and he was sort of picked on by some of his other miners. They used to like beat him up. Apparently, to solve a dispute, you go, right, meet you up on the slag heap. They go up on the slag heap and they just fucking duke it out. And Adrian was like, you know, quite a good fighter, but he had to sort of defend himself quite a lot. But then at 16, he ran away from home. He was like, didn't really like the South Wales Valleys, hated his dad. His dad was quite a bigoted religious man, used to just like never said anything nice to him in his life, apparently. So Adrian was like, right, fuck this, I'm going. So he ran away at 16 and to become a wrestler. And basically, he funded his training by doing a lot of bodybuilding. Apparently, he did a lot of softcore gay porn, which he didn't realize was softcore gay porn when he was doing it. He did a lot of topless mags. He was a bodybuilding. He was in good shape.
What is softcore? Like, so that's not...
Just
you don't touch anything?
You don't see cock.
Okay.
There's no cock, basically. It's,
No
just,
cock.
it's just topless.
Pictures of you.
It's
Arse
just,
out, maybe.
yeah, arse out, maybe, you know, like picking up a grape or something, you know? Like tasteful. No hole.
No
hole.
splaying.
No splaying. No hole.
splaying the anus. No, okay. All right.
No hole, no shaft.
No gooch
no
work.
hole, no shaft. I
No
think that's the
gooch work,
rule.
no?
No hole, no shaft. I think it's the
No
rule.
gooch work, no?
Yeah, no gooch work. No, absolutely.
Spatchcock.
Yeah, no. It's all no crevice. It's just skin, And so he did a bit of that for a while. And then he became a wrestler. He was known as Exotic Adrian Street, and he was this very flamboyant kind of wrestler. And he was the heel. So he wore makeup, feather boas, glitter, flamboyant outfits, and he was a heel. So it means he was a villain. He used to kind of provoke audiences.
You look a bit like a wrestler.
Well, this is
at the moment.
well, this
like,
is the
was
thing.
he- mate,
I actually,
Was he a kind of hero of yours? Was he? Kind of?
I mean, I'm not joking. Yeah, generally, like I think
Okay.
he's great. Like I think he's
I
amazing.
know nothing about him.
So I'm from the valleys.
Yeah.
So like to see someone like that, there's an amazing picture. It's probably one of the best pictures I've ever seen. He went back to the valleys after as a wrestler, and he's got all his wrestling gear on. And he's got these photos of him as this like flamboyantly. He looks like Ric Flair. He looks like Ric Flair. He had like blonde hair, like
jacked as well.
just
'Cause you
ripped
think
like
he's
that,
a
and he was-
small guy, but that
he
was when he was a
stocky.
child.
Yeah, he was stocky.
But he's
yeah.
fucking massive in
Yeah,
that
he's
picture.
a big guy, and he's just sat next to his father. His father was elderly at that point, and his father just got this like disapproving glare because he told him like, "You'll never make it. You'll never make it as a wrestler." So just him and his father. And it's just this amazing story really about this guy who like broke away from his roots, and he was like, I'm going to transform myself. I'm going to become something completely different. I'm going to show all those guys as well. Apparently in the picture, you see all these guys in the elevator behind him, and he said they're the guys they used to like kick my head in and stuff like that. And there I am as this like, absolutely jacked wrestler, and
he's there just pressing the fucking button. Get down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me my coal, boys.
But yeah, and he was like, he kind of
so there's on him. How tapping would you be like if the guy you used to beat the fuck out of on the slag heat comes back one day?
Now got you in a chokehold with his dick really close to your face.
Just fucking looking better than you've ever seen anyone look. Like he doesn't even look like a human being anymore.
Like a Greek god.
Yeah, you're just like everyone's just supposed to be battered. Where's it? Bryn Mawr. They're all just fucking
They've all got
haggard.
osteoporosis as well and black lung, and they're like,
and he's the athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the athlete, the 25-year-old who can't fucking breathe anymore. And then this cunt comes out of nowhere. Fucking biceps looking like Hulk Hogan. You'd fucking want to kill yourself.
And also being like, there's something like, like there's something more disturbing, I think, to a very traditional heterosexual man who's kind of afraid of their own sexuality. Afraid of anything effeminate. I think there's something actually more intimidating, because I've been cross-dressing for 10 plus years now. It's something more intimidating to a bloke of someone in a dress with makeup, and like they look a bit handy as well. There's something more disturbing than just a bloke who maybe just looks intimidated but looks fairly normal.
Yeah, drag acts. They can
be quite intimidating.
They're scary as fuck. Like you ever go to
they're tall guys.
Yeah, you ever go into like a gay bar and you don't realize there's a drag actor on, and before you know it, you're getting hounded.
Oh, they're rinsing
because they already know like you're not supposed to. But everyone's getting rinsed, and you also know you just got to take it or leave.
Minsky's was a great fucking bar in Cardiff.
Spitting sawdust or some shit. Like what's the?
I mean, did you ever go in Minsky's?
I never went.
It was a drag bar. It was fucking really. It was a lot of fun
because it was in the back of the arcade, so it looked like a dive bar. It kind of was a dive bar.
It was cheap as fucking there, but it was so much fun. It was great.
And then there'd be a fucking bar. No, there was a stage separating the bar, which I always thought that was cool as fuck. It was just like, that's, I don't know. It had a fucking vibe to it.
But yeah, so it was a famous moment from Adrian Street's career. He had a wrestling match with Jimmy Savile.
Christ.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently he legitimately attacked him mid-match and pulled his hair out. Pulled Jimmy Savile's hair out. He later said he would have done worse knowing what came out about Savile. So he actually had he was the closest guy who came to, giving Savile his just desserts, basically. But he also used to kiss wrestlers in the ring, kiss his opponents to kind of like.
That's why you got interested in it, wasn't it? That was the reason why you got interested.
Scare the fuck out of him. And this has led me to wonder. It's led me down a little path of wondering. Is like, so I remember, I've got a story. I remember I was once in a very rough pub in Pontypridd called Raffles.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember Raffles.
In Treforest,
in Treforest, it's now been condemned. But I remember going there. It was a really rough pub, and me and my friends were there. And I remember having like I was going through my sort of emo hair, Ian Watkins phase, another proud Ponty boy, God rest his soul. And we. All these lads started. They were harassing my friend's brother and his friends, and we went up to them and said, "Leave them alone, guys." And then they turned on us, and they were all coked up, like you could tell. They were like eyes like pinholes, and then they all came up to me, and I put a little flower in my buttonhole, because obviously I've always been a bit fruity. Yeah. And he came up to me and he was like, "What have you got on in there then? You're puff or something?" And I went, "I don't know, maybe." Always wanted to, instigate the situation. I'm a provocateur, Paul. Provocateur. And he went, "Go on and give us a kiss there, mate." And so I kissed him on the mouth. And then, like, we nearly all got our heads kicked in when that happened. It was really quite hairy, but we managed to get out of the situation. But it led me to wonder this.
You hooked him, yeah? Or...
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw each other for a couple of years, but... didn't really work out because neither of us were gay. Unfortunately, we tried to overcome that barrier.
Okay. It's just one massive game of chicken. Right. It's like, who's going to pull? Whoever pulls away first is actually gay, and you're too much of a martyr.
You're going to stop fucking me, you gay lord. You're going to stop fucking me, you. Come on, do you? You just stop fucking me. Come on, you pansy. Stop fucking me, do you?
The martyrs. That's what they're called.
Yeah. But it made me wonder, guys. This is a question. Like, I think I think Paul's going to be less afraid to answer this question, but I'm definitely interested in Charlie's answer to this question. Is what's the gayest thought you've ever had?
I've had all the gay thoughts.
Yeah, I can imagine you're
I think
like
I've had all the gay thoughts.
pretty-
Where you're just like, oh, imagine sucking a dick, and you're just like, why am I thinking of sucking that guy's
Why
dick?
am I now sucking a dick?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Oh my god. You have you have 6,000 to 7,000 thoughts a day, and
I thought I literally going to say statistically you have 6,000 to 7,000 gay thoughts a day. I don't think you do, Paul. I don't think that's normal.
no, but you do have 6,000 to 7,000 thoughts a day. Not all of them are going to be straight.
Hang on. Stop.
Tell you.
Who's like, how are you quantifying that? Is someone just going 1, 2?
Yeah, I don't
3?
know. I don't know. I just read
you
it on
don't, do you?
Google a couple of
You
years
don't?
ago.
Okay, right.
I swear
I've
to
heard
God.
similar things. You have a lot of
6,000 to
thoughts.
7,000
Think how many
a day.
thoughts you have that just go through your
I know, but
fucking head.
it's not just about that. It's just putting a number on, and then where does one thought end and another begin? Where do you like go? Right, that's the end of that thought. Now I'm going to start thinking about this. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, like, I reckon if you start thinking, oh, I'm hungry right now, that's one thought. And then the next thought is like, oh.
I'm still hungry. Is that second thought, or is that the same thought? I
No,
don't know.
I think if you start thinking about what you'd like to have for food, that's a different thought. And then if you
Okay.
start going, oh, I wonder how big his cock is, that's a different thought. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
you know?
And then you're thinking, I'd like to put his cock in between 2 slices of bread, and maybe I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Thought number 4.
My gayest thoughts have always been, am I gay? I think that's the most gayest thoughts I've had. It's the marauding about it. That's not a word.
Sounds like a word though.
Marauding.
Brooding, you ever
No, why
brood
not?
on a cock?
Marauding. Ever marauded on a cock, boys? I'm sorry. So we've told you before, you can't keep coming into this library. No, I do you know what? And probably people are not going to believe this, and that's fine if you don't. I never really had a sort of questioning phase, really. I never had that sort of crisis of identity. I never thought like, am I gay? Am I bi? Never. I mean, this sounds completely unbelievable, but I haven't. So back off, yeah.
To be fair though, Darren does all this wild stuff, but he does it with a conviction of a man who knows who he is. You know? But that's the.
Do you know what? You've seen it as a cry for help, do you think? As an ongoing cry for help. Do you think on my deathbed I'll go, actually, just give me that cock. Give me that pussy quick. And I'll die with it in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even know I was lying to myself. Ah! Yeah. But anyway, Charlie, it'd be interested in your answer.
Gay thought. I don't really. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think.
Do you think it's locked away though, or is it just you just don't
Maybe
think like that?
look. Maybe if I have some sort of brain injury or
Why does it have to be a brain injury?
or
man? Why
maybe
can't it just be a
maybe if I
fascinating
start smoking
personality?
heroin or something, maybe it could become a phase in my life. I don't know.
What about if you need the money?
I don't think anyone's be that desperate to fuck me or me to fuck them.
I don't know, man. You'd be surprised.
I don't think the gay community they seem quite active in the community. You know,
I could see him being like a bear of some sort.
I could be a bear. I 100% could be a bear. I've got to
See, that's a gay thought.
yeah. I suppose that is a gay thought.
Got him. Hello, is that Charlie's mum? Yeah, it's happened.
I'm pretty chilled at I go to gay bars and stuff. I ain't got a
You
problem.
actually do, yeah. You
Yeah,
actually go. You
I ain't
go
got
out in a gay bar, yeah.
I've lots of Abby's pals are gay, so we can go out with them and go to gay bars. But I've got I mean, Darren, you're scared of going to gay bars. So,
Well,
I mean,
I've just had a lot of unwanted attention from gay men who refuse to believe that I'm not.
They call you a tease in the community, I guess.
Do they? A tease?
Well, that's what they would, yeah. Because they'd be
I'm
like,
not doing
you
it.
do all this and you don't want to be the fucking
problem
Tory."
is, the
they
problem
just smell
is,
the weakness, They just smell the weakness.
The problem is, I'm so much of a people pleaser as well. As I will outrageously flirt with a gay man, and even in my head, I know I'm doing it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you doing this?
You're
Like,
a fucking tease,
Maybe
man. You're a complete tease.
there's a
No, I think he's a tease. I think it's
he just likes he's a show pony, isn't he? That's why he's got a fucking face on today because he's a dynamo show pony.
What's the difference between a gay thought and an intrusive thought, though? Because I think I'm I've got more gay intrusive thoughts than I do like gay fucking daydreams.
I think intrusive thought maybe is characterized by like, I don't know, like a fear potentially, like you're only thinking it because you know you shouldn't be thinking it.
Okay, yeah, I've had a few of those, I guess.
Really? Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, Paul. Me too.
You tease.
The devil, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was telling everyone he weren't gay. Yeah. So I mean, good to sort of go back to.
He wasn't gay though, was he?
No, Adrian Street had a wife. He was managed by his wife, and they were like this wrestling duo. But yeah, that's yeah. I mean, that's about yeah. I mean, well, I was going to ask also. Do you reckon like he used to kiss opponents? Do you reckon that would work in like Premier League football, kiss tactics?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you reckon?
I reckon boxing as well really fuck with people.
Oh yeah.
If you were boxing, you went up to them as you know, touch a glove. So it's when they went like that. I think it would fucking
No,
mentally.
Yeah,
people
that
have
would-
done that.
Have they?
And they get fucking cleaned out.
Yeah,
really?
Because you
it's
put
not going to get a good
you're
response.
sticking your chin out.
Actually,
and you're
yeah.
about to fight. So there's footage of like MMA fights and boxing where it's like, get the fuck off
Okay,
me.
well, okay. Rank these in order, right? What would you rather have happen to you? Punched in the face, kissed on the mouth, or spat at?
By who?
Spat at
Mike Tyson?
Anyone.
Punch in the face. What was it?
Punched in the face, kissed on the mouth, or spat at? Because I had a friend once who said he'd rather be punched in the face than spat at.
Really?
Yeah. Just the kind of indignity.
the spat-
and
yeah,
our producer's nodding. He'd rather that as well.
I'd rather be punched in the face than be spat at.
Depends who by. If it's by one of you cunts, yeah, I'll take the punch. But you know, not
Almost
someone who knows what they're doing.
What was if it was just spit on a dick area? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's that's fine. That's just it's encouraged, if anything.
Yeah, I'd rather have my dick spat on than punched, I think. I'll be honest. So what would you rather? What's the order? I think I'd rather be
Kiss, spit,
kissed on the mouth, no,
punch.
easy, wouldn't care about that. Punch is probably last for me. I wouldn't want to be punched. So
Really? I'm not-
spat at, I could just
well.
wipe it off and be fine with it.
Really?
Depends how angry they
well,
are.
the spit would be last.
Really?
Is it done with love?
No.
No, it's you're being spat at. yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a sexy spitting like in the bedroom. I'm completely down with, but we're gonna go for Paul.
Yeah, probably the kiss, then the spit, then the punch.
The kiss, then more kissing, then a hand job. Paul, that wasn't the question. Oh, sorry, where am I? Okay, great. Well, let's wrap that bit up then. That's
Cool.
Adrian Street. Check him out, people. He's a cool guy. Charles, let's send it home.
Yeah, we're going to do. I'm going to talk about auditors.
Explain a bit what an auditor is.
Well, it's a sort of a UK thing. It's also in America as well, Australia. They're these kind of annoying Burks that turn up at sort of like Ministry of Defence sites, like factories, warehouses, like stately homes, anywhere really, and they'll point a camera and just sort of ask questions and try and tagadate and try to like, piss people off, basically.
But yeah, basically
until-
they like stress test policemen, trolley
Yeah.
boys.
Anyone really, anyone, and they always have the camera out, and they're always asking questions about like, what is this site used for, and what do you make in that factory, and like what's going on in the police station. They'll start filming a police station for no reason at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and then coppers will come out and go, you can't film this because it's a police station, and then they go, why not? I've got this rule I can say, I know this law, this legislation, and all this shit. They just wind people up. They're basically sort of like professional trolls with cameras.
Well, basically, and also in their heads, they think they're exposing like Watergate, but they're filming in like a Greg's loading bay.
Yeah, they are, and then they just get cheesed. They just get cheesed off employees going up to them and going, "Can you stop filming, you annoying cunts?" And then they just get annoyed.
Well, then they start going. Well, actually, it's the law. You can't tell me that I'm not, because I think they're struggling with a whole host of issues there, and they just get they escalate quickly. They escalate the situation. Well, but probably for clicks as well, because people make money off doing basically being professional 24-hour cunts. They're making money off they get these, because you got other idiots who are kind of really into this world of if the government are tracking us, we need to track the government sort of thing.
It's kind of they're trying to expose stuff which people aren't hiding anything. They just it's just a warehouse making clowns' noses and and
tampon factory or something.
Yeah, tampon factory. It's a fatberg delousing factory, and they're just asking too many questions.
Well, that's the thing, is that people will go a couple will go, what are you doing here, mate? And they go, I'm auditing. And they go, what are you auditing? And they'll be like, the vibes of the area. And it's there's no, a financial auditor, takes inventory of, physical.
Well, that's a completely different thing.
Physical things, whereas an auditor of everything, what are you doing? And you're
essentially just going, I'm nosy. I'm having a look about.
It's giving a professional veneer to being giving a professional veneer to basically being an amateur peeping Tom.
Yeah, because I've seen a few of them. A lot of them like to go around city centres on the weekend where they know there'll be a lot of people, and there's drunk people, and if you put a camera into a stranger's face, you're gonna get a fucking reaction, and then they're surprised when people are trying to fucking give them a slap, because it's like, hey, can you get out of my fucking way?
There's auditors and there's vloggers, and they're kind of mixed between the two. But I watch this one guy, and he's pissed so many people off. He goes and talks to so many people. He's pissed so many people off. He had to employ a bodyguard to go with him.
Is that the Manchester guy? Though?
Yeah, yeah. So he goes around sort of tries to challenge drunks and people who are clearly on drugs or whatever. And because he's clearly had his head kicked in a couple of times, he now employs a fucking bouncer to walk around with him.
Charlie V or something.
Something like that. Yeah. And it's just
Veach. Charlie Veach.
And it's he basically targets quite a lot of vulnerable people.
Oh yeah,
clearly off their box on some sort of on spice and fucking some sort of
Yates
bed somewhere. Outside of Yates.
It's like Piccadilly
Gardens
in Manchester, which is known for just being fucking chaos.
Loose, isn't it? A loose area. But yeah, they're a weird sub-breed of people.
They're like human comment sections almost. Like they're going in just to antagonize and to be wind-up merchants.
Well, but
just to get a reaction.
They've got this kind of cod understanding of British law as well. So they'll just go they chase arrest like it's like a fucking Blue Peter badge or something. They'll turn the people will go, right, mate, you're under arrest. And they'll go, am I being detained, sir? Under what law? And they'll just then really, actually, you can't detain me under because, and they'll, really and they love it though. They love the attention.
I think
it's like, I see, told you, we're being surveilled. We're in a surveillance state. We're in, it's the kind of person who says living in Britain is like living in a fascist state, which is just ridiculous. I mean, sure, there are elements of which our kind of privacy is being violated on a regular basis, and we're, God knows how much data we're just giving over to companies like Palantir and stuff like that. But actually, there's three different defining features of fascism. One is suppression of the press. What's another one? Kind of one party. Government and short haircuts. Those are the three rules of fascism, and we don't live. Well,
that's the thing. Everyone who's read a history book now is just like, oh yeah, I feel suppressed too. It's like, yeah. The Nazis had roads. We've got roads. We're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's really. That's an important point made there, Paul. Thank you.
How do you reckon you get rid of Can you get rid of auditors?
Could you out-audit an auditor? I think about this all the time. When I watch them, they annoy me so much. I go, what would I do in that situation?
I think the only way you do it, right, is you find out where one of them lives, okay? And you start auditing him as soon as he leaves his house in the morning. So as soon as he goes to work, working in some sort of warehouse somewhere, you audit him going into his car. Go, ask him questions as he tries.
Excuse me, sir, why are you entering this
vehicle of some sort? Have you paid for this vehicle?
Have you paid for this vehicle? I noticed there's a tax disc on that. Is that in date, sir?
And then you go to him when he goes to his weekly shop to the fucking Lidl, and you're going, oh, you're buying ham, are you? Bavarian ham, I like it. You're buying Gouda, are you? Lovely. Are you buying frozen pizza, are you? Lovely. Why are you buying that? Oh, well, I'll ask you, sir, yes. yes, sir, yes, yeah. And you just berate him until he eventually has a mental breakdown.
Do you think they'd like that though? Because they might.
No, I reckon that would really fuck them off.
Or do you think they'd
them.
be like, "Oh, I like
like-
playing this game"?
Do like
It's
two
"Oh, you do this too.
if you
do
put two rescue cats in a very small environment, you start just taking lumps out of each other. Because what they practice is to kind of weaponize politeness. They will escalate it, but they know for a fact, because they're attacking coppers, a copper can't really hit you unless you're doing something particularly provocative.
I'm not a massive fan of coppers, right? But I would love if there was a new law put in place by, maybe reform government when I get in, but they were openly allowed to beat the living fuck into auditors. So just bat the fuck into, mace them, and just hog-tie them, fucking beat the fuck into them in the ground. I'd be up for that.
Well, I think
100%.
that Charlie Veach fella, like you said, he's got so big now that people hate him, and people are calling him out for shit. Supposedly he was like fooling around with maybe an underage girl. I don't know what it is, but people, But again, like people just will find.
We just like to say on this podcast that Union Scum, we do not condone interfering. It might be a hot take, but we just don't condone interfering with underage girls. Paul, carry on.
Like people will just dox you as well.
Thank you.
Like people will find out.
And that's the thing. We're probably going to get doxed now.
With them. They'll be like, "Look, you want to play with fire? All right, we'll
they're not a
fuck with you."
community you want to mess with. Yeah.
So is that? Do you think we should maybe retract some of the stuff we said about them?
No, I'm talking about this.
We were saying they're good people. Actually,
they're just good citizens.
Yeah, they're doing sterling work on the
fighting
streets.
for our rights. Yeah, they're people. Yeah, they're people who have confused having rights with being interesting.
The most interesting one is that Welsh one, the one you were talking about.
There's a guy called Da Vinci, and he just sort of goes around Cardiff and Swansea, and they do this when someone's getting, like a shoplifter's getting arrested or something, and sort of stuffed into the back of a police wagon, and he'll sort of go up to them with his phone and he go, "All right, Ossifer, what's going on under then?" And he acts like he clearly intentionally acts not quite right.
Yeah.
And that's like his troll though, in that people sort of go, "All right, mate, what are you doing here then?" "Well, why do people come here and do them, no?" And like you see people he confuses them into a state of submission. Like they just go, "Oh, all right, mate, well, on you go then." And he'll just say, "All right, beautiful, I think you lovely, you are." And
But even he puts his normal accent on and afterwards, does he?
What's that?
No, he just uploads it.
Maybe he has just got loads of difficulties and he's just an auditor.
He's too white. You can tell.
Yeah,
He's
he
too
knows
wily
what he's
about
doing.
it.
He's got a YouTube account. He can do
He's got
basic.
TikTok,
He's
pretty
got
much.
basic editing skills.
Exactly. Well,
maybe he's just paying someone with some of his benefit money, but to an editor. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe his dad's.
Are you him?
I don't know.
Are
I
you
could
this
be.
fucking guy?
I don't know.
There's a guy who does it for like speed camera guys.
Speed camera.
Like this, I don't know if I've seen one clip of a guy who like knows the names of like speed camera people, put up like videos and stuff. So they'll like, I don't know.
What do you mean speed camera people?
Help me out.
What, the police?
The ULEZ guys who chop them down, he knows all of the contractors who fix them. So he'll go over and be like, "All right, Kev, fixing it again," knowing that he chopped it down the night before.
Oh, okay.
Right, so he's learned the names.
That's kind of cool, though. I think chopping down them things.
So maybe that's not auditing. I think that's just being a fucking cunt, a menace, but also a bit of a Robin Hood character.
Have you seen the guy walking around Manchester like filming women outside nightclubs and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes.
So he goes up to women with like not a lot of clothes on, and he's clearly got like sort of like glasses on. He doesn't even just a silent greaser, just going to walk around like. He's kind of like a
human CCTV camera.
Well, he's kind of like a sex auditor, really, isn't he? In a weird way. That's what he is.
Didn't you just come back from Manchester? You were like there for 2 weeks, weren't you?
I didn't spend my whole time with glasses walking around at night with fucking lob on. Going,
So all these girls are just
sex auditors just with a clipboard going, one clitoris, check. Two breasts, check.
clip piercing, a thong on, thank you.
Right, make sure get that one down to head office. Very important, that one. Right, here we go, another day at the office then. One clitoris, check.
It is fucking weird now that we have all these cameras, and the technology, of course, has gone further and quicker. So now people have to bring in rules of being like, yeah, you can't just film random girls on nights out and upload them to the internet. And if you are chatting up a girl and you're filming them, you've got to tell her that you're filming it, because there's loads of girls who are like getting rizzed up or whatever online, and then they're just like, oh yeah, now 1 million people have seen me get chatted up by this stranger.
No one, I'm
and they
surprised
just
anyone.
upload it straight to live.
I'm surprised anyone fucking goes out. It's there's too many things. There's too many hurdles, isn't there?
Yeah.
For a fucking good night out. If you're not getting rizzed up with the fucking sex auditors, you're getting like, I don't know, someone trying to drop shit into your drink. You know, it's an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
It's absolute gauntlet. So go, stay in, don't go out. There's a lot of predators out there. There's a lot of bad things in the world. So, you know, just keep yourselves to yourselves. Maybe take up knitting or something, draw the curtains, you know, switch the lights off, because if people see there's a light on in there, they might try and climb into your bed or something, you know what I mean? Just play with your hair, or maybe shave it off and keep a locket of it in the back pocket. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to Union of Scum. I've been Darren Coles, I've been joined by Paul Hilleard and Charlie Webster. And just remember, stay safe, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye.
Goodbye.